The life of a dog. Little buddy, are you ready for it? I tell you, look at what I got for you right here. Look right here. I got you a pepperoni. Can I get this open here? Yeah, I can do it. I get maybe a puppy-roni. There's a baby a pepperoni. Is that good? Little buddy. He's gone to his bed. Oh, I thought I would test this system out. And see how reliable it is. I have quite a bit of there's my buddy Michael Waltrip down there. I spent a week with him in Cornelius, North Carolina. No, Cornelius, South Carolina. I represented an engineering firm that we delivered him a complete water jet cutting system that was able to cut car spindles. It could cut anything. They used it in NASCAR for when they crashed the cars to cut new spindles and parts and stuff that they needed. Header flanges, you name it, it could do it with water jet. And we set the system up. We spent a week down there. It was an interesting time. I was hoping, I'll stay on to the train. Oh, hey, Kim. You certainly are going to get a big shout out from me. I see Green Valley Screens and More. I like horses, gaming, shade and BD. Bro, where are you from? Alabama. The gentleman, the gaming. I'm from Alabama, USA, America. I'm down here in redneck country. And that's me right up there. That's me right there. That's me, old Mac. The roller of the universe, a multiverse. Alabama Jones, Green Valley. Oh, show my face, please. Well, I haven't combed my hair yet. I have been busy doing stuff, and I had my clothes laid out. I was going to go take a shower, and then I thought I would try this live broadcast. Oh, you want to see my face? Well, I'm a very beautiful male species. Some have said I was quite handsome. Well, basically, I was the only one that ever said that, but that's just between you and me. See, I'm dragging cables and I'm doing all kinds of things here. Um, but the thing I can't do is reach my destination. I could flip the phone over sideways to get a landscape view, I guess. Um, a lot of people don't know that guy right there. Well, I've got a red shirt on and the cap. That's me with Michael Waltrip. Michael Waltrip, they just won the championship. That's car number 55 for NASCAR. Um, we spent a week at his factory. Elizabeth Martinez, hello, good morning. Joe Mack from Puerto Rico. Oh man, I'm hoping you guys didn't get damaged by the storm that came through there, but now it's already went through Alabama. Clap TV, show your face, please. I will, but I haven't put my makeup on yet. Clap TV, I'm part German. Oh, don't we all have a little German in us? I'm of European descendant. And I'm, of course, American, but I'm a part American Indian. And hello, Mr. Hooligan. This is just an impromptu thing. And hello, Motorbomb, Virginia. Woot, 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 woot. Would one of you ladies like to put my makeup on? You know, this is being HD and everything. I'll need someone to make me up. Oh, Wilhelm. Oh, in German, pronounced Wilhelm. Oh, Wilhelm. I'm Old Mac. That's me up there, Old Mac. Now, I don't know why they call me Old Mac. God, I'm not as old as most of you. You people are all old people. I'm a youngster in Alabama. I think they call me Old Mac because I talk about old stuff. It does. In just another 7 minutes, Hooligan, you're going to hear a train. It's going to, every hour on the hour, all different trains. It has about 30 different trains in there. Sometimes you hear the train pulling at the half hour. You can hear the train leaving out of the station. Oh, you're on your grandma's phone. Well, don't run her battery down. For God's sake, she'll hit you in the head with her purse. Kim, whereabouts are you at in this part of the world? Am I famous? Wilhelm asked if I was famous, and I think in my own mind I am. Oh, I'm in America. Oh, you're in America, but you have a German ancestry. Okay. Micronesia. We have Chris from Micronesia. Omac is a young legend. He's a legend before his time. Oh, man, I already told my woman, Motorbomb, I said, she come in and she wanted to know if I wanted leftover chili. And I said, no, I want to go for a ride. Oh, you have, except I have 599 million subs. Oh, hell. I've never known anybody that many subs. I'm lucky. What have I got? 1,000 or I don't have very many. 1,034, something like that. Oh, Kim, if you think I seem nice, you ought to ask my woman. She'll tell you I am nice. Well, sometimes she says, "Oh, Mac, you ain't nice." You know, all these people on here that know me, riding, oh, riding over chili. That's an insane Mac. Hey, Lucky, chili. We made the chili from scratch, and it is absolutely delicious. But the damn cornbread was the sorriest cornbread I ever made in my life. I didn't make it. We opened up a box of old El Paso cornbread, jalapeno cornbread. Oh, Kim Dio. Oh, we have some nice, wonderful people from England joining us from the what is it? What do they call it? United Great Britain. Um, you know, the cornbread was pitiful. Yeah, you're right. Hooligan dry cornbread is the worst. Um, I make my cornbread from scratch, but Angelique, she wanted to make this old El Paso jalapeno cornbread. Oh, I wish you could stay out, stay a little longer. But those that have to leave, well, my God, I want to thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Um, Anyhow, we tried this El Paso jalapeno cornbread. And here's what I did. I chopped up a whole new fresh jalapeno and put in it. And it still, to me, it was sweet. It was yucky. I told her I would not eat any more. In fact, I had two pieces of it and I only ate part of one, and we fed the rest to the raccoons. T-Bone, I'm gonna, maybe I can get my woman to come in here and have her to do a poll. Yeah, I'll have to set up the poll. Yeah, set up the poll here in my room. I'm in my own little confines here, and oh God, I haven't even made the bed. I haven't even made my bed. But if you guys can see over there, there's my little buddy laying over there. He's in bed. I'm sorry for the mess. Hey, I'm an old guy. Look at how I got that bed watered out, man. I'm an old guy. Oh, look right here. Look right here. If I can get that off there. I mean, that's about as. That's going to be my. Yeah, I hung that up there, and the fellow that sent that to me, he came over to visit, and he said, "Man, I like what you did with the Olmec sign. Look right over here. Let me give y'all a little guided tour. Y'all hear me talk about my 30 years at the company. Let me show you some of the things that we did. If I can pick out one right here. See that right here? That was my baby. Can anybody tell me what that airplane is? One at the top, the green one. You get 5 bonus points if you can tell me what that airplane is right there. We built that from the ground up. We built that for the U.S. military, and we produced 3 of them. Oh, we got some fantastic. I was on the V-22 Osprey. I won an engineering award on the V-22 Osprey. That was in 1994 when I won the award. I don't win nothing. My team won an award for the V-22 Osprey. This airplane right here, that green one right there. Does anybody, now a lot of people, when they see this, I got to tell you this, there's a Russian airplane that flies all around the world. And that that aircraft, look up, hey, sick, Toga, uh, that was the train. If you'll look right here, see the engines of that airplane is sitting on the top of the wings. Those that concept is called upper surface blowing, and the Russians have 700 of those. And how they got them is from the United States of America. We gave the Russians the technology for those 700 airplanes, and they gave us seven spies that was being held in Siberia. And for the trade, the U.S. government traded that plane right here. That plane is called, what is that goddamn thing called? YC, oh no. Start seeing the YC. Oh my gosh, it's the YC-14. YC-14. And we developed it, designed it. Well, it's the size of a C-130, the cargo plane. We loaded it full as much maximum weight that the thing could haul, and we took off in 1,300 feet. That's just under a quarter mile. That's 1,320 feet to a quarter mile. Just under a quarter of a mile. YC-14. See somebody? Yeah, that's the Boeing YC-14. That was my baby, and my team. And we got to see that from the beginning to all the way to the end. And it went to the Russians for a good cause. We got American prisoners back from Russia. I don't remember what the version is called in Russia, but it's an exact 100% copy of the YC-14. Imagine a plane the size of a C-130 taking off in 1,300 feet fully loaded. The upper surface blowing causes tremendous amount of lift. It had some issues. Some of the issues were the noise was really, really high, and America has a noise abatement laws, and it was in excess of the noise. But the Russians had no limitations, so they was able to take that plane and do a lot of wonderful things. Look right here. Look at that 727 right here. See the fire coming out of there over in Roswell, New Mexico. Yeah, that's a VTOL. That's VTOL, exactly. It's the purest form of VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing. It's stall. It's stall, not VTOL. It's actually stall, short takeoff and landing. But back to this right here, the 727. If you can see right here, that thing was doing what they call a maximum unstick. And we tested it in Roswell. See that little skid plate? There's a titanium skid plate. Oh, there's my friend Ed. Oh, Ed, that YC-14 is a beautiful. It sets it there. Our last prototype sits at Edwards Air Force Base, and it's a wonderful aircraft. And good morning to you, Ed, in Val-d'Or, Quebec. This skid plate right here, here's the purpose of that. By this time, when the 727 was flying, they had incorporated all these computers to give, as you notice, the way it's configured, all the weight, the engines and everything in the back, so that when the plane takes off, it would never drag its tail. They could dial the computer in so that it wouldn't drag the tail, and it would take off. The rotation would be prior to the tail touching. And this one flying upside down right there, that was our test pilot over Lake Washington. Ed will know exactly who that guy is. Oh, Ed, you built 159 models of planes of World War One and Two models. I've seen some of your samples that you've carved, Ed. You are a master craftsman. Well, my gosh, you've got such a history in aviation. Um, all I need is a car and loud subwoofers. Oh man, I got subwoofers on my. I got a Harley trike that's got subwoofers on it that will thump your ass, man. I mean, you put that in high boost, and you be going along, and the back speakers back there, it will thump right up through your ass, right up to the top of your brain. Um, oh, we have so many testing facilities. I was going to try to find you another one that we were involved in. Uh, Golly, there's so many testing things that we done back in the day. I spent almost 30 years in aerospace. Ad, could you post your link? Your link. Kim would love to see your work. Kim is over in Great Britain. Oh, nobody has a wrench. How do I give them a wrench? Can you give them a wrench for me, Motorbomb? Oh, this right here, this guy right here. Otex. He was a test pilot that was one of the greatest. And so here is this plane. It's going to be the 707, but it's not the 707 yet. You remember the British had a Comet series of planes that the tail broke off and a lot of people died. And what they've done is they went in and put a all T6 aluminum throughout the whole thing and fortified the airplane to show how rigid it was. He came up with this idea without any prior approval from anybody, and he rolled the plane over Lake Washington to show the structural integrity of a passenger plane. And I mean, the sales went off the chart. And as you know, the 707 is one of the most successful airplanes. I think probably the only one that would be as successful, not, I think successful as far as public acceptance would be the 747. But this little baby right here is the most successful. That's the 737-100. That was the very first 737. Um, I could send him an email. Okay. Um, Ad is willing to send pictures, Kim. Um, oh, there is. Look right here. Look. Do you see that at B-52 right there? You see that big engine? All right. So we have a new dawning of a new era of engines. It's called CFM, and this basically known as the high bypass. And the CFM engine, GE, Rolls Royce, several others, but that's a GE right there. And they strapped it onto a B-52 and they flew and tested that CFM. They put thousands of hours test flights on it before it went on this airplane right here. That 747 had the CFM engines. Look at this right here. Look at that airplane with the exhaust configuration. We took an engine and mounted it and put I believe, an 8 or a 10 blade fan on it. And we had a new concept. We got an idea called unducted fan. And oh my God, I think it was on the 727. That thing was awesome. Oh, it just broke every record and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, it couldn't be used because the blades would exceed the speed of sound, and it made so much noise that they had to say no to that one. It was we loved it. We had all kinds of gadgets that we got to do over there and testing, and we never run out of ideas. We didn't. I mean, look, here's another baby that I got to spend. This is where I made me a fortune right here. That right there is a flying radar station, and that radome sets up there on the top, and it can give you a 200 mile. It's like having a air traffic controller that can see 200 miles in any direction, and it can handle thousands of operations. And I got to working with the IBM guys when they was developing the radios and stuff in it. And since I'm a ham radio operator like Ed, it caught my attention. Dragon Queen. Oh, Dragon Queen from Live Journey. Dragon Queen, I've missed you. I got to see Name the other day came and joined us on a live feed. Kim, welcome back. Um, there's a KIM and a Kim. Kim and Kim. Time rolls on so slowly. I can't sing, but I know a guy can sing, and that'd be Motorbomb Virginia. Hooligan, he could probably sing. I'm sure T-Bone, he's sung a few songs while he's out there on the road riding. Yeah, here's another concept. We had some crazy. I mean, we talking about crazy. Look right here. So they come up with this idea, if they could control the way the air was introduced to the engine. In other words, just give the engine just enough air to produce just the right amount of thrust without the noise. That's like putting a muffler in front of your engine. There's a lot of noise of the air going into the engine. And then when it gets combusted with the fuel, there's lots of noise coming out of the engine. And so them guys come up with the idea, hey, let's see if we can muffler that engine down where it don't make so much noise. I tell you, and Ad can tell you too. Ad, my dear friend up in Val-d'Or, can tell you. He's been knowing me for many, many decades. A long, long time. Me and old Ad's older than dirt. I speak for myself. I'm older than dirt. But Ad was here before I got here. I was here before people breathed air, and Ad was already here. He can tell you that I love my work. I love going to work. I love everything that we did. Life is good. This is me. This is our organization right here. My brother-in-law, Joyce's husband, he worked over there in structural testing, and he didn't work for the military. I worked for the military. He worked for commercial aviation, and his job was to tear the wings off of the 747 or a 777 or a 727. He didn't care. His one job he really enjoyed doing. They would seal the craft up, and then they would blow the craft up. They would put compressed air in the aircraft until the aircraft ruptured, and they was testing the integrity of the fuselage. And he loved doing that, and he loved breaking the wings off the airplane. Like a big kid. Everybody loved their jobs that they did. I mean, can you imagine going to work, breaking a wing off an airplane? They have a thing called a whipple tree, and they strap the old airplane down and they put these hydraulic rams on various portions of the wing, and they'll cycle that wing equal to 80 or 90,000 landings. And they cycle that wing until it breaks off, till it breaks. And it's got little probes all over the wing to find out which portions went first. And this way we could figure out ways of making everything better, making the wing integrity better. Now, after we did a lot of those tests, they came up with what to call a live wing. And Ed can tell you from his son, probably has talked with his son many a time, the live wing is the most fuel efficient. It stays constantly in motion, and it's aerodynamically designed in such a way that it just blends with the air better. They have what's called a blended wing technology as well. And look where we've come from. There's an American hero, another great American hero. Um, yeah, we've made some wonderful strides in aviation coming from all these different tests. Oh, Roland of T-Bone. Anybody get a chance, go check out Roland of T-Bone here on YouTube. Oh, I had to teach classes at the company. They would come up with these new concepts, and then we'd have to bring in these military people. And what they brought in a little guy. He was just under an admiral from the Pentagon, Navy guy, and he was there whining and complaining. We sent a whole bunch of missile systems. We got them into operation, and they found that the technician needed a certain tool, and he came from the Pentagon out there to harp and whine about the tools. And as you know, Boeing got busted for charging $390 for a set of pliers, just regular pliers that you could buy at Ace Hardware for $1. They charged $300 and something dollars. And this little admiral wanted to know why in the hell was the Pentagon paying $390 damn dollars for a set of pliers. And then our team, our representative, stepped up there. The military sets the priority. They set what they want in a tool. Now, on the back of a pair of pliers, there's a knurling. It's actually for grip, so you can hold on so your hands don't slip on the handles when you're squeezing or cutting something. And those knurls, they're cross-hatched. Nobody would even look at them twice. They're just some knurling on the back of the handle. The specification required that each of those knurls be measured in depth, each of the valleys, the ramps, the faces of the knurls, all that. And they was like 30 hours of just simply testing the knurling on the handles, all the different facets of the knurling, the ramps, the faces, the valleys, the depths, all that kind of stuff. And then on the pliers itself, you had serrations on the very tips of them so you could pinch and hold on to something. Those had to be measured in depth. The jaws, the clamping device, the latching mechanism, the various portions, every portion of the pliers, hundreds of hours of inspection on a pair of pliers. And they expected us to deliver them at Ace Hardware price, But unfortunately, when you put that criteria on a company and they have to meet that criteria per the contract, then the price of the pliers goes up really high. I know I was there, so I can speak from having knowledge of that issue with the price of a pair of pliers. Well, that little sucker, he had a swagger stick, and he was a short little sawed-off Napoleon sort of a sucker, from the Pentagon. And he was strutting back and forth. He had that like looked like an admiral suit on, 19 buttons down in the front there, and he was strutting back and forth, and he had a little some kind of a little officer there with him. I don't know Navy ranking very well, but he was running a slideshow. And that guy had a swagger stick that in the end of the swagger stick was a laser pointing device. And so he would point up there and point out stuff on the screen, and he was swiping it on his leg, and he bent his swagger stick, and oh, I don't know what's going on. Anyhow, I'm just talking. I ain't looking at the screen, but oh yeah, it was just boggle the imagination testing a pair of pliers like that. But after that little semi-admiral, whatever his rank was, bent his swagger stick, well, the beam of light wasn't going up on the screen. It was kind of pointing off over on the wall, and he was moving his swagger stick around trying to find the end of his, where the little beam of light was going. And when it swept across my chest, the beam of light, I started screaming. I put my hands over my eyes. I went, I'm blind. I'm blind. Oh, no, I'm telling you, it brought the house down because everybody was sick and tired of this little sucker from the Pentagon up there whining and complaining. And oh my, that little guy just almost had a piss fit. He had never saw such great disrespect for him or any of his people like that before. But anyhow, they end up getting what they wanted. So that's enough of my complaining. I probably am losing everybody. Oh, T-Bone. Um, I tell you my favorite song when I'm in traffic in Birmingham. Birmingham. Birmingham can be violent. Birmingham can be seriously dangerous, and portions of Birmingham and everything. And my favorite song is I like to I sing it basically in my head. Is "Near My God to Thee." Yeah, you're taking your life in your hands in some places there, but hey, now lucky time I'm talking about Birmingham, Alabama. I ain't talking about Birmingham, England. I'm sure the Bobbies there know how to handle almost any situation, and most of us bike riders we do too. we we go prepared. Hey, who knows what this weather was going to bring, Hooligan? It was up in the air. We had no way of knowing. I know Ray Gregory. He wanted to come over too, and of course he couldn't ride all the way over here with that. With the weather being the way it was. There we go, Harley Davidson. Look up there, I'm really proud of that right there. My mama, after she passed away, she lived there with us. We were going through her stuff, and she had saved my discharge from the Army, my honorable discharge, and we found it. And she had that, I guess, 50 or 60 years. Oh, anyhow, there's my new system sitting right there. The the new T6 mobile thing, and I hate to keep jumping around here, but let me see. Oh man, you know T-Bone over there in Atlanta, they got at what is that? Is 285? Yeah, 285. The bypass around Atlanta there, and truck drivers. When I was driving, I drove over the road for 6 years. We used to call that when we was doing the watermelon 500. You get over on 285, and listen to this. I'd have a load of steel from O'Neill Steel in Birmingham, and I would have all my flags and everything. I'd be sticking 4 to 8 foot out the back of the flatbed, but I'd have all my right flags and everything on. I've had cars to skid under my load. I'm talking about, I mean, just inches away from the windshield. I'd be rolling along, and I've had other 18 wheelers pass me at 80 miles per hour on the 285. Oh, we used to go up to Dawsonville, Georgia. I would go over and hit the 400 road, go up through my favorite little town, Buford, Georgia. You know what made it my favorite little town is Buford has a ham radio outlet. And being a ham radio operator, that's where I'd stop in and buy my latest whatever I could get, for my radio place, my shack. And yeah, you worked at Warner's in Atlanta. You hauled furniture out of Atlanta. You know what I used to haul out of Atlanta? I used to go up on Peachtree Street, and the GE motor division of General Motors, not General Motors, General Electric, was up there on Peachtree, and I used to take from Hayden, Alabama, a load of motors. Oh, I'd have a total maximum weight limit of motors anywhere, from 200 horsepower to 600 horsepower electric motors. The biggest I hauled over there was 1,500 horsepower electric motor, and it was one single motor is all I could haul with all the stuff it had on it. We'd take them over there, and they had a special treatment. They could put the motor under it. They disassembled it and went through and put this acrylic-like stuff. I don't know what the stuff was, but it made it more durable, lasted longer. And I used to haul a lot of electric motors, 2 and 4. Two places I hauled. I used to love it over there by Six Flags. We used to go over there quite often. Oh, Kim, Kime, not Kim, Kime. They built a motor over there in Hayden, Alabama. Let me tell you this before I tell that. We built America's largest motor. We didn't. The company I was hauling from built America's largest motor, and they built it in Apache Junction, Arizona. You can look it up. The motor was 65 foot long, and the motor was 28 foot across. If you measured across the motor, 28 foot. And it was down in the ground, 65 feet in the ground. And it made 100, I forget how many horsepower, 108,000 horsepower, I believe it was, some high number. Here's what happened there. It was It was at the bottom. It was down at the bottom of a dam, and the water would come down in a 24-foot pipe, and it would spin the motor, and it made electricity. But when there was residual electricity on the grid, when like at night when everybody shut down and the lights started dimming down and all that stuff, well, that residual current would come on and it would pump the water out of the lagoon. It become then an electric motor, and it would send the water back up over the dam, and they would recycle the water over and over. And you can look it up on Apache Junction out there. Oh, it's just like you're in another world when you go to Apache Junction. Yeah, it was a motor down in the ground, and here's how heavy it was. It was so many tons. It took us over 30 loads of to build a stator, to build a field around it, all that stuff. Over 30 loads from Hayden, Alabama to Apache Junction. But when they finally got it built, that was the largest motor in North America at that time. And I think the largest in the world is in Wales, but the same company that built the one in Wales built the one in Apache Junction. And the thing, I think it's 108,000 horsepower. It was a huge number, but it only turned like 120 RPM, and it made a lot of horsepower. Um, it was a sight to behold, and it was so heavy. It weighed so many tons. It didn't have bearings down at the bottom. It had what to call a liquid nitrogen bearing. In other words, it was a sealed container. It actually stayed on this liquid nitrogen, and like a liquid bearing, but it was nitrogen, so it stayed cool. And come at my age, you acquire this form of knowledge. It's just here's the deal. Everybody on here has all the same kind of knowledge. They got knowledge, but a lot of them can't recall it because they just some things they've dismissed out of their mind. But see, me, I retained all that stuff, and I can convey it to you from stuff that's deeply rooted in my mind, things that I was involved in, and things I got to do. I can speak on it, and I really don't mind speaking about it. I've got a lot of things with the military that stayed classified for 25 years. That's long since expired. And I'm really proud of the years of the Minuteman system. I helped to build 1,053 Minuteman missiles. I helped to build them. And then one day they tapped me on the shoulder and they said, "We'd like for you to go and install the missiles." And so I, well, I was married, and then they sent me somewhere, and then that marriage dissolved. You have to stay gone a year, and that marriage dissolved. And then they sent me away again, and then another marriage had took place, and that marriage dissolved. And here I'm just my wife of 33 years. She was wife number 5. And she stayed with me through thick and thin. I did things and went places that we was never allowed to discuss or talk about. And she went away. She left this earth and never knew anything about what we did because it didn't concern her. And she never asked a question. She never put herself in the middle of my business. And it worked out good because I didn't have to explain anything, and it kept the anger down. Me and her spent 33 years together, and she's missed every day. If you can see this room, you'd say, hell, well, you better get yourself with somebody that can do housekeeping because this is pitiful. I ain't kidding you. She was such an organized person. She was English and Irish, and she when we were, oh, she took a worldwide tour. I couldn't go, but I already did my thing, but she took a worldwide tour and she went to all them places we read about. She went to Athens and she went to all kinds of places. She spent time in England. She liked to drink a little bit, and she found the pubs in England was so beautiful. But the thing that kind of got to her is learning how to drink warm beer or room temperature beer. No, I didn't work for TVA. No, I worked for a trucking company that built this big motor over there at Apache Junction. I don't know which electrical company over there, but we hauled all this stuff when I was over the road driver. And oh man, and I was saying earlier there was two places that I used to go a lot when it come to electric motors. One was GE in Atlanta, and the other was a recycling center up in Hartford, Connecticut. And I'd go up to Hartford 2 times a month to Hartford, Connecticut. I dearly loved it. I used to like to travel a Highway 81. I'd go up through Pennsylvania. After I'd went through New York a couple of times, and it cost so much money. Oh, later, T-Bone. I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, I'm so sorry about you, brother. Um, yeah, after paying so much money going through, it didn't cost me money, but I had to use the credit card to get through New York and all that stuff. But we started going up around New York and used to go up on 81. I remember we used to haul up to Hartford, Connecticut, and it was one of my favorite destinations. They treated me so nice there. Um, I believe people will treat you the way you treat them. If you come in with an attitude, you're a Southern boy, you go into a New York town and you let them know right off the bat you hate New York. That ain't going to get you started out well, and a lot of people do that stuff. Um, and that wasn't me, but they bought my supper for me, and they used to give me caps. The reason they'd give you caps, a truck driver knows that if you got a bunch of caps in your truck, and you go into a place and the forklift driver, if he does you a good job, you give him a cap to show your appreciation. It might be a cap from some tire manufacturing company, and maybe a cap from a gun manufacturer, whatever, Remington. We used to get so many hats, and forklift drivers love to collect the hats. And that's the life of a flatbed driver. You're always giving out hats, awarding people that done you good. And oh, look right here! Look right here. That is that's old Mac right there. That tells you the history of old Mac right there. Old Mac earned his little awards. I got a shoebox full of them. And that's just garbage, man. That crap is just going to go in the garbage. It wasn't crap when they gave it to me, but you know, what are you going to do? I gave my buddy a whole bunch of them, and all the different awards they gave me. I gave him a whole bunch of them, and he sold them on eBay. There, I guess people that like aviation companies or whatever, they like the name Boeing, and he sold them all on eBay. But I'm not in the money, so I wouldn't do that. Um, anyhow, all right, we're losing people fast. We're down to 3 hardcore viewers. Hooligan, thank you very much for sticking with me. Kime, it's almost time to go. We've been at it for 55 minutes. I promised the woman here at the house that I would feed her, and she's in there making herself beautiful right now. And we're going to go take the old Harley on up there to town. It's 22 miles away. And All you hardcore guys, I see three of you hardcore. Uh, Thank you. God bless you. Have a great weekend. And we're looking forward. I think next week, I believe Ray Gregory is going to try to come over. Um, I've got a bunch of bridges and things to show off. We got the oldest bridge in America, 280 million years old, and it's a natural bridge. It was formed back during the dinosaur days. In fact, if you go up there and prowl around, you might even find some still somewhat soft dinosaur poo. And anyhow, I noticed one thing: the wall needs to be washed down. That is a dirty wall. Look at that light switch there, man. That's a pitiful. It's a shame to let something like this go, and just go to waste. Uh, back to my farewell statements there. Let me say, I didn't tell you, Hooligan, but last night while they were doing a live with Sick, last night I made a statement about a fellow that I met. I said 23, but it was actually year of 2022. I met him at a bike rally, and he was riding the Captain America bike. It's in one of my videos. I think it's called Captain America. What an outstanding young man. He looked like he was in his 40s, maybe early 50s. On his Honda Fury that he was riding, the Captain America bike was a Honda Fury that he put 78,000 miles on that Honda Fury in just 2 years. And so last night I was sitting here happy as a pig in mud, and I get a notification that a guy was extremely ecstatic that he found my video of this gentleman riding the Captain America bike. Well, that was in March of 2022, and shortly afterwards, he was hit and killed on 565 coming out of Huntsville after a bike rally up in Huntsville. I believe they call it the Furniture Run or something like that. He was hit and killed on the Captain America bike. And the point I was making last night, just as they was closing down the net, is live, enjoy life, love each day of your life, and give thanks to the one entity that has brought you all of this. Love it or hate it or dislike it or whatever, but everything you see and know and do, you can trace back to the Almighty, and do a lot more loving. Cut down on the hate. Live longer. God bless you. And thank you very, very much for joining me for this 1 hour coming up. I'm gonna stick it out for 1 hour, and I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna get my full hour's worth. God bless each and every one of you. Find something, and find somebody you can be nice to today. Maybe you're a waiter, or maybe somebody you haven't spoken to in a while. Mend some bridges, love life, live long. God bless. Bye-bye.